Composting is one of the oldest and, honestly, most powerful techniques farmers and gardeners have ever used to build healthy soil. Long before modern fertilizers existed, civilizations relied on the natural breakdown of organic materials to feed their crops and sustain their land. Today, despite all our technology, composting remains one of the most effective ways to enrich soil, grow healthier plants, and reduce waste. Yet, many beginners feel overwhelmed by complicated terms, ratios, and systems. The truth is that composting doesn't need to be complicated at all. With just a few basic principles and some simple materials, anyone can create rich, living compost that transforms a garden. In this guide on Nature's Flora, we'll walk through the essential foundations of composting so you can start confidently and build a system that works, whether you have a small backyard garden or a larger growing space. Before we dive in, take a moment to support the channel. If you enjoy learning about sustainable gardening, soil health, and the natural systems that keep our planet thriving, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow gardeners, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Nature's Flora for more practical knowledge that helps you grow better, naturally. At its core, composting is the controlled breakdown of organic matter. When plant scraps, leaves, grass, and other natural materials decompose, they become a dark, crumbly substance filled with nutrients and beneficial microorganisms. This finished compost acts like a natural fertilizer and soil conditioner. Healthy compost improves soil structure, allowing roots to grow deeper and access water more efficiently. It also feeds the billions of microbes that live in the soil, organisms that help plants absorb nutrients and resist disease. Rather than simply adding chemicals to feed plants directly, compost builds a living soil ecosystem that supports long-term productivity. The goal of composting is not just to dispose of waste, it is to transform kitchen scraps, garden debris, and organic materials into something valuable that strengthens the soil and supports plant life. Where you place your compost pile matters more than many beginners realize. A good composting area should have proper drainage so water does not pool underneath the pile. Excess moisture at the bottom can create oxygen-poor conditions that slow decomposition and cause unpleasant odors. The site should also have enough open space for turning the pile and managing materials. Compost piles need room to be moved and mixed, so a cramped corner can make the process more difficult. Partial shade is ideal because it protects the pile from excessive sunlight while still allowing natural warmth to support microbial activity. Keeping the pile slightly away from living areas can also be helpful. Well-maintained compost should not smell bad, but during the early stages of decomposition there can be temporary odors when the pile is turned. Successful compost relies on balancing two main types of materials. These are commonly called browns and greens, terms that describe their role in the composting process. Brown materials are carbon-rich ingredients such as dry leaves, straw, wood chips, shredded paper, and small branches. These materials provide the energy that microbes need as they break down organic matter. Green materials are nitrogen-rich ingredients. Fresh grass clippings, vegetable scraps, fruit peels, coffee grounds, and plant trimmings fall into this category. Nitrogen fuels the rapid growth of microorganisms that drive the decomposition process. Rather than worrying about complex ratios, a simple guideline works well. Whenever green material is added, cover it with a layer of brown material. This helps maintain balance, reduces odors, and keeps the pile decomposing efficiently. A compost pile works best when it reaches a size large enough to hold heat generated by microbial activity. Now, a pile around 3 to 4 feet high and wide is usually ideal. This size lets the materials heat up and break down quickly, without becoming, difficult to manage. The process begins by layering materials. Start with a base layer of browns to allow air circulation. Then, add greens such as food scraps or grass clippings, and cover them with another layer of browns. Just keep building these alternating layers as materials become available. Moisture is another critical element. The pile should feel like a damp sponge, moist but not soaking wet. If it becomes too dry, microbial activity slows dramatically. If it becomes waterlogged, the pile can turn anaerobic and develop strong odors. As microbes break down the organic matter, they generate heat. A healthy compost pile can reach temperatures between 130 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. These temperatures accelerate decomposition while also helping destroy weed seeds and harmful pathogens. Turning the pile helps maintain these conditions. When compost is turned, the outer materials move into the hotter center and fresh oxygen enters the pile. This oxygen fuels microbial life and prevents compacted areas from forming. Turning can be done with a shovel or pitchfork every few days or once a week, depending on how quickly the pile heats up. Each turn also gives you a chance to check moisture levels and make small adjustments by adding more browns or greens. Finished compost has a distinct appearance and smell. The material should be dark brown, crumbly, and earthy in scent. Individual ingredients such as leaves or food scraps should no longer be recognizable. Once the pile cools down and stays close to the surrounding air temperature, the active decomposition stage is finished. At this point, the compost benefits from a short curing period that lets microbial communities stabilize. This finished compost can be mixed into garden beds, spread as mulch, or added to planting holes to enrich soil naturally. Composting connects gardening to the natural cycles that have sustained ecosystems for millions of years. Instead of sending organic waste to landfills, composting returns nutrients to the soil where they belong. The result is stronger plants, healthier gardens, and more resilient soil that improves year after year. Whether someone grows vegetables, flowers, or trees, compost becomes one of the most valuable tools available. Nature already provides the blueprint. Composting simply works with that blueprint to turn everyday organic waste into the foundation of thriving soil. If you found this guide helpful, support the mission of Nature's Flora by liking the video, sharing it with other gardeners, and subscribing to the channel for more practical knowledge about soil, plants, and sustainable growing.